Assalamu alaikum students, welcome back. Yesterday I told you about symbol iota, how it was introduced in mathematics. So let's revise. I am revising it again, that what is iota? Iota is represented by this letter I-O-T-A, and the value of iota is -1, square root of -1, and iota square is always equals to -1. Girls, you have to remember these values for your questions as well as for your MCQs, because in exams MCQ can come as that the value of iota is, they will give you different options A, B, C and D. So you should know that the value of iota is always equals to -1 square root, and iota square is equals to -1. Now come to definition of complex numbers. What is complex number, girls? Complex numbers are the numbers in the form of a plus b iota, where what is a and b? Where a, b belongs to real number and iota is equals to -1. गर्ल्स मैं आपको अभी ये जितनी भी डेफिनेशन है, जो कुछ भी है, यहाँ बोर्ड पे एक्सप्लेन कर रही हूँ. देन आई विल जंप बैक ऑन माय बुक, वहाँ से मैं रीड करूँगी सो दैट यू पीपल कैन अंडरलाइन इंपॉर्टेंट डेफिनेशंस, इंपॉर्टेंट थिंग्स जो कि MCQs में आ सकती हैं. ओके गाइज, ये समझ आइए बच्चों को दैट व्हाट इज़ अ कॉम्प्लेक्स नंबर. कॉम्प्लेक्स नंबर्स दे आर इन द फॉर्म ऑफ a plus b iota, and what is a and b? It is a and b both belongs to real number, and the value of iota is -1. It is represented by z, that is z is equals to a plus b iota. Okay, now set of complex numbers. जिस तरह से girls you have already studied in your previous classes, set of integers, set of rational numbers, set of even number, set of odd number. Same हमारे पास set of complex number भी होता है, and as sets are represented by capital alphabets, that is set of even number is represented by capital E, set of real number is represented by capital R, set of odd number is represented by capital O. Same is the case with complex number. Set of complex number is represented by C, and complex number is represented by C. It is set of all complex numbers. You know, Z represents complex number. Set of all complex numbers such that Z क्या form है? A plus B iota, and फिर वही repeat करेंगे हम इसकी definition, where a, b belongs to R, and what is value of iota? The value of iota is -1. Okay girls, one more thing, that in complex numbers, this is a complex number. In this complex number you must learn what is real part and what is its imaginary part. Okay, this is very important MCQ as well. Again I'm telling you, real part, girls, this a is always real part, real of Z. If I represent this complex number by Z, it is real part of this number. You know, A के साथ कोई iota नहीं आ रहा, जिसके साथ iota नहीं होगा वो आपके पास real part होगा. And what about B? B is imaginary of Z. Yesterday I have told you in my previous video, मैंने आपसे कहा था आयोटा जिस नंबर के साथ भी होगा वो उसका imaginary part होगा, right? क्योंकि you know negative of any number आपके पास कोई रूट लेते हैं, it does not exist. अब girls I am giving you some examples and through examples मैं आपको explain करती हूँ कि how you will separate real and imaginary, because it is a question of your exercise that separate real and imaginary parts. For example, in first example number 1 में मैं लेती हूँ girls, if I have a complex number, this is my complex number. So what is a real part? So you should write that if I denote it as z, let's suppose it's z1 कह देती हूँ मैं, या confused ना हो आप बच्चे, z1 मैं नहीं कहती, only z कह देती हूँ, z, this is my complex number. So real part कौन सा आ जाएगा, मैं यहाँ पर real of z is -1 and imaginary of z is 2. You see, iota के साथ जो भी number होगा, I am telling you again and again, I am repeating again and again that the number which is with iota, it is always imaginary number. Now I am taking second example. एक और example में हम complex number ले लेते हैं, 9 - 7 iota. So इसका real part कौन सा होगा girls? देखिए, which is free from iota. This 9, this is free from iota, so real part is 9 and its imaginary part, what is its imaginary part? जो आपके पास iota के साथ present होगा, the number which is with iota. So you will take this negative sign, okay? This number is -7. In my third example, एक और नंबर मैं बोल लेती हूँ कॉम्प्लेक्स नंबर, -1 - 3 iota. सो रियल पार्ट कौन सा रियल पार्ट होगा गर्ल्स, विच इज़ फ्री फ्रॉम आयोटा, जिसके साथ आयोटा नहीं लिखा हुआ होता, कौन सा है वो, दिस वन, -1. दिस इज़ रियल पार्ट एंड imaginary part, yes students, imaginary part is the number which is with iota. Iota के साथ look girls, this -3, they have written this -3 with iota. So sign आपने लेना है, negative sign वो must होगा, साथ ही नहीं है आप only, if you wrote only 3 then examiner will consider it wrong. Only 3 नहीं होगा, its imaginary part is always -3, right? Another example, एक और example ले लेती हूँ मैं ताकि आप स्टूडेंट्स को और ज़्यादा क्लियर हो जाए. Let's suppose I have another complex number in this form. So what is real part? Real part is 1/2 and what is imaginary part? It's 0. So I hope now you can able to separate real and imaginary parts from any complex number. In paper, in exam, in exercise, कोई भी question आता है that separate real and imaginary part. So you can easily identify the numbers which are without, the number which is without iota is your real part and the number which is with iota, okay, which is with iota, it's imaginary part. Now as I have told you that after explaining complex numbers, I will jump on book. If you have book, open your book at page 47. My topic is 2.5.1 definition of complex numbers. अब जो कुछ मैंने पढ़ाया है वो यहाँ पर underline करें. Take a pencil with you and underline these things. You know, these are very important things. Definition of complex number. Topic is 2.5.1. I am writing a number of the form z is equals to a plus b iota, where a and b are real numbers and iota is equals to square root of minus 1 is called a complex number and is represented by z, that is z is equals to a plus iota b. Girls, you have to underline this definition and remember complex number किससे denote किए जाते हैं? By z. 2.5.2 topic, set of complex numbers. Set of all complex numbers is denoted by capital C. C, what is C? Set of complex numbers z such that z is equals to a plus b iota, where a b belongs to R and iota is equals to square root of minus 1. The numbers a and b called the real and imaginary parts of z are denoted as a. ये देख लें जो मैंने आपको बताया है separate real and imaginary. They have clearly written that a is always real part and b is always imaginary part respectively. Okay, now girls, turn your page. It's page 48. On the top of page 48 they have given you something in the box, and on the box they have written observe that. First of all, I'm explaining you first point. First point is that every a belongs to R. What is R? Set of real number. Real number में से उन्होंने they have given you the word every. कोई भी आप रियल नंबर में से जर्नल इन्होंने ए रिप्रेजेंट किया है, कोई भी नंबर ले लें, ए बिलोंग्स टू आर, मे बी आइडेंटिफाइड विद कॉम्प्लेक्स नंबर्स ऑफ द फॉर्म ए प्लस 0 iota, taking b is equals to 0. In other words, therefore every real number is also a complex number. Ji girls, this is very important MCQ, very important, that every real number you can write every real number in the form of complex number. For example, I'm writing a real number. Let's suppose कोई भी real number मुझे बोल लें. Real number, you know, real number can be positive, can be negative, in the form of a square root, in the form of radical, in the form of fraction, in the form of decimal. ये सब आपके पास real numbers होते हैं. तो let's suppose 2 is a real number, or minus 2 लिख देते हैं, it's fine. This is a real number. I can write this real number in the form of complex number by putting 0 in its imaginary part. ये देखिए, look girls, I have written, कोई फर्क नहीं पड़ रहा इस -2 पे if I have written 0 with this imaginary iota. ओके, कोई और मुझे बोल दें, कोई और नंबर मैं ले लेती हूँ. लेट्स सपोज इट्स अंडर रूट और माइनस और +1/2. See girls, again this is a real number and this can be written as complex number by putting 0 in its imaginary part. So this is very important point, that every real number is also a complex number. How it is a complex number? By putting 0 in its imaginary part. Okay. इस फर्स्ट पॉइंट के नीचे ही उन्होंने नोट दिया हुआ है दैट एवरी कॉम्प्लेक्स नंबर इज़ नॉट अ रियल नंबर. यू नो, कोई भी कॉम्प्लेक्स नंबर मुझे बोले, एनी कॉम्प्लेक्स नंबर, इसी को मैं ये तो खैर 0 है, कोई भी कॉम्प्लेक्स नंबर, लेट्स सपोज 1 + 2 iota, आई हैव दिस कॉम्प्लेक्स नंबर. यू नो, दिस इज़ नॉट अ रियल नंबर, क्योंकि इसमें आई हैव 2 इन इट्स इमेजिनरी पार्ट. और यहाँ क्या था, इसको अगर हम देखें, दिस इज़ अ रियल नंबर, रियल नंबर में 0 इन इट्स इमेजिनरी पार्ट. दिस इज़ अ कॉम्प्लेक्स नंबर, इसको आप रियल नंबर नहीं कह सकते हैं क्योंकि यहाँ पर 1 इमेजिनरी नंबर इज़ प्रेजेंट. सो दैट इज़ वाई दे हैव गिवन यू इन नोट दैट एवरी कॉम्प्लेक्स नंबर इज़ नॉट अ रियल नंबर. दीज 2 points, this one and this one, girls, you have to learn, you have to underline. मैं भी बुक से भी आपको पढ़ाऊंगी, अंडरलाइन करवाऊंगी for your MCQs point of view. These 2 points are very important. Okay, students, second point in the book is, if a is equals to 0, then a plus b iota reduces to a pure imaginary number b iota. The set of pure imaginary numbers is also contained in C. Look girls, if I have this complex number, let's suppose it's 2 plus 3 iota. Okay, instead of 2, this is the real number, instead of 2 real part, if I wrote it as 0, they have told you in this second point that if a is equals to 0, इसको अगर मैं 0, इसकी जगह मैं 0 लिख लेती हूँ, 0 plus 3 iota or it becomes 3 iota. तो क्या कहा है उन्होंने, बुक क्या कह रही है आपको, that this becomes reduces to pure imaginary number. ये देखिए हमारे पास pure, इसमें कोई real number नहीं है. Okay, if a is equals to 0, so आप बच्चे for MCQs again learn कीजिएगा that in complex number if a is equals to 0, then the complex number reduces to what? It reduces to pure imaginary number. Okay girls, again आप बच्चों ने ये learn करना है for your MCQ's point of view. This is very important that in I can or in paper the MCQ can come as that in complex number a plus b iota, if a is equals to 0, then or they can give you another form that in complex number a plus b iota, if it reduces to pure, when it reduces to pure imaginary number, when they will give you different ऑप्शन, a 0 हो, b 0 हो या दोनों 0 हो, कुछ भी दे सकते हैं. तो आपने याद रखना है कि कॉम्प्लेक्स नंबर कैन बी रिड्यूसेस टू pure imaginary number if a is equals to 0. Okay, now next point is if a is equals to b is equals to 0, then z is equals to 0 plus 0 iota is called a complex number 0. Okay, as in matrices in your previous chapter number 1, में they have given you null matrix. What is a null matrix? If all entries of any matrix is 0, then the matrix will be a null matrix. Same is the case in complex number. You also have a 0 complex number, and what is it shows 0's complex number, that a and b both are 0. So z is equals to 0 plus 0 is called a complex number 0. Okay, now girls, as I have told you that first I'll explain you on board, soft board, whiteboard, and then I will jump on book. See, this is page number 48. On the top of page number 48, it's observed that they have given you 3 different points, and in 3 points, first point I have explained you already. Every a belongs to R may be identified with complex numbers of the form a plus 0 iota, taking b is equals to 0. Therefore, underline this thing, every real number is also a complex number. Okay, thus this is a real number is a subset of complex number. Note that every complex number is not a real number. Again girls, underline this thing, these 2 points are very important for your MCQs. Second point, if a is equals to 0, then a plus b iota reduces to pure imaginary number b iota. The set of purely imaginary numbers is also contained in C. And third, इसको भी underline, yes, इसको कर लें. If a is equals to 0, then a plus b iota reduces to pure imaginary number. सिर्फ इसको आप कर लें, आगे ज़रूरी नहीं है. Third, if a equal to b is equals to 0, then this is called complex number 0. Now girls, look, this they have given you a diagram that complex numbers, real numbers, pure, complex number consists of real numbers and pure imaginary numbers. Real numbers में क्या होता है, मैंने पहले भी आपको बताया है कि सब कुछ होता है, rational, irrational, integers, whole numbers, natural numbers, zero, negative natural numbers, सब कुछ आपका ये real numbers बना रहा होता है. Okay students, next topic is 2.5.3. again it is on the same page, page number 48, and the topic is conjugate of a complex number. What is the conjugate of a complex number? किस तरह से लेते हैं? तो पहले ये जान लें that conjugate of a complex number, any complex number, if my complex number is this 2 plus 3 iota, then conjugate of complex number is represented by z bar, and you will read it as z bar. Okay, how will you find out conjugate of any complex number? For example, in question, in your exercise, I think you have question number 2 or question number 3 that write conjugate of the following numbers. तो मैं बता दूँ conjugate कैसे लेते हैं. Let's suppose this is my question, z is 2 plus 3 iota. हम ये लिखते हैं taking conjugate on both sides. कैसे लेंगे? conjugate is represented by z bar 2 plus 3 iota. Okay, it's better कि for conjugate I should use the other marker, colored marker, right. देखिए, taking conjugate, मैंने क्या किया है, इसका conjugate लिया है on both sides. This red colored marker shows its conjugate. अब conjugate में करना क्या है? The main and the basic thing is conjugate में students, you have to change the sign of the number which is present, which is written with imaginary iota, this iota. Okay, you see there are two numbers, one is 2 and other is 3. तो आपने किसके साथ साइन चेंज करने हैं? जो आपके पास iota के साथ लिखे हों. So what is its conjugate? It's 2 minus 3 iota. Okay, another example मैं ले लेती हूँ. Let's suppose z is minus 4 minus 5 iota. Same thing, taking conjugate on both sides. ये conjugate is represented by bar. ये मैंने बार ले लिया, ठीक है, conjugate ले रही हूँ मैं. So z bar is equals to क्या होता है? As I have told you earlier that you will change sign. किसके साथ करेंगे? The number which is written with iota. देखिए यहाँ भी नेगेटिव है, ये भी, आपने इसके साथ साइन चेंज नहीं करना. जो iota के साथ लिखा हुआ होगा नंबर, उसका साइन चेंज होगा. It would be minus 4 plus 5 iota. Okay girls? Okay, next under the topic 2.5.3 topic, they have written note that they have written 3 different points, first, second and third. First I'll explain you the first part. First part girls, again on book, obviously after this I will jump back on book, I will underline things. तो आप बच्चे पहले यहाँ देख लें और फिर वहाँ अंडरलाइन कीजिएगा. First point is z double conjugate. You see, I think it's better if I write this with red colored marker. See, z double conjugate is always equals to z, right? अब again आपने learn करना है for your MCQs. MCQs के लिए girls आपको याद नहीं रहेगा छोटी छोटी चीज़ें जब आती हैं, तो I always give a tip to a student that आप उनके numbers ले लिया करें, उन पे apply किया करें, left hand side, right hand side, जो भी है, और फिर देखें. Let's suppose पेपर में ये आ गया z डबल कॉन्जुगेट इज इक्वल्स टू व्हाट, आपको भूल गया आप क्या है, डोंट वरी, जस्ट टेक, इफ आई एम टेकिंग z इज इक्वल्स टू 2 + 3 आयोटा, मैं इसका कॉन्जुगेट लेती हूँ, conjugate, first time conjugate, it becomes, you know, conjugate कैसे लेते हैं, I hope आप बच्चों को आ गया होगा, imaginary के साथ साइन चेंज कर देते हैं. This is first time I have taken its conjugate, but on my left hand side twice आप देख रहे हैं conjugate क्या है, डबल, सेकेंड टाइम भी कॉन्जुगेट लिया है. तो मैं क्या करती हूँ, अगेन टेकिंग कॉन्जुगेट, दोबारा से हम कॉन्जुगेट ले लेते हैं, एक बार लिया हुआ है, ये एक बार लिया हुआ है, राइट, इसी के हमने एक बार और ले लिया. इसको मैं थोड़ा सा बड़ा कर लेती हूँ ताकि आपको क्लियर हो, ये प्रीवियसली था और ये मेरा न्यू कॉन्जुगेट है. Oops, C, then Z is equals to, साइन चेंज कर लें, तो ये क्या बन गया मेरे पास, Z double conjugate is 2 + 3 iota. What is 2 + 3 iota? ये देखें, मैं यहाँ से जाती हूँ यहाँ से, look girls, it's Z, okay, so Z double conjugate जब मैंने लिया तो again I got Z, right? So this is very important property of complex conjugate, that complex number का double conjugate is always equals to the same complex number, okay? This is its proof. हमने proof कर लिया कि double conjugate of any complex number is always the same complex number. Now come to its second property or second point, conjugate of real number. See, this is real number, इसमें आयोटा 0 है, उसके साथ इमेजिनरी नंबर नहीं, 0 coincides with the number itself. अगेन वही चीज़ कि z इज़ दिस रियल नंबर, मैंने उसका कॉन्जुगेट लिया, कॉन्जुगेट आई रोट इट और ड्रॉ इट विद रेड मार्कर, ये कॉन्जुगेट ले रही हूँ, एंड यू नो इमेजिनरी के साथ साइन चेंज होता है, रियल नंबर पे कोई फ़र्क नहीं पड़ रहा, तो दैट इज़ वाई दे हैव रिटन दैट कॉन्जुगेट ऑफ अ रियल नंबर कोइंसाइड्स with the number itself. ये conjugate लिया और the number itself आ गया. Third point is again important point. वही चीज़ है जो in second point है, उसको बस statement में दे दिया है. Conjugate of a real number is the same real number as in second point. They have solved it कि आप किसी भी real number का conjugate लें तो वही real number वापस आता है. Okay, now next topic is 2.5.4 equality of complex numbers. Equality, girls, as in chapter number 1 matrices, in 1.1 last question, I think it was question number 3rd, they said in question that these two matrices are equal, or you have learned the definition of equality of matrices. What was that they have same, they both are of same order and their corresponding entries are same is the case with the complex numbers. If I have two complex numbers, let's suppose मैं journal discuss करूँगी, फिर मैं exercise का question भी explain कर दूँगी आपको. Generally, if I have two complex numbers, let's suppose a plus b iota, and this complex number is equals to c plus d iota. In question, or they said these two complex numbers are equal. When they are equal, कब होंगे? When your this real part, you know, this is real part in this complex number, this is real part in this complex number. Real part real के equal होगा and imaginary part आपने आयोटा नहीं लिखना. इमेजिनरी पार्ट B is equals to D. गर्ल्स स्टूडेंट्स यूजली क्या मिस्टेक करते हैं during marking their notebooks or their assignments or in papers, when they compare imaginary with imaginary, तो वो ऐसे लिख लेते हैं, वो ये लिखते हैं B iota is equals to D iota, which is totally wrong. दिस इज़ टोटली रॉन्ग. ठीक है, जब आप इमेजिनरी पार्ट कंपेयर करते हैं तो इट मीन्स आयोटा के साथ जो नंबर है आपने वो लिखना है, इंक्लूडिंग विद साइन. ओके, साइन लिखते हैं बट आयोटा, ये मिस्टेक, प्लीज़ डोंट रिपीट दिस मिस्टेक. आयोटा नहीं लिखना, ओनली द नंबर विद साइन वो आप बच्चे लिखेंगे. All right, this is the equality of complex numbers, that how two complex numbers are equal. Okay, now बुक की टर्न आ गई. जो कुछ मैंने आपको बोर्ड पे पढ़ाया था आप बुक पे भी कहाँ लिखा हुआ है, क्योंकि आप लोगों ने ऑब्वियसली फॉर योर एग्ज़ाम्स आप बुक ही देखेंगे. तो 2.5.3 conjugate of complex numbers. If we change iota to minus iota in this, we obtain another complex number a minus b iota. Look, it's a plus b, and after taking conjugate, a minus b is called complex conjugate of z and is denoted by z bar. Girls, underline this thing. If z is equals to this, z bar minus 1 plus iota, the numbers, also underline this thing, the numbers a plus b iota and a minus b iota are called conjugates of each other. Okay, they are called conjugates of each number. Look, number a plus a b, but signs are different with their imaginary part. Then note that these 3 points, girls, students, underline these 3 points for your MCQs. They are very important for your MCQs. And the next topic was 2.54 equality of complex numbers and its properties. Clearly they have written, underline this thing, for all a b c d belongs to R, a plus b iota is equals to c plus d iota if and only if real equals to real and imaginary is equals to imaginary. ये एग्जाम्पल है गर्ल्स, स्टूडेंट्स, इस को एग्जाम्पल को आप खुद भी कर सकते हैं. when I have done its exercise question number 4. Now, okay, now on next page number 49, second law, symmetric law. Symmetric law is, if underline symmetric law, if z1 is equals to z2, two complex numbers are equal, then you can write z2 is equals to z1. In third transitive law, z1 is equals to z2, 3 complex numbers है आपके पास, and first is equal to second number, second complex number is again equals to third number. What about first and third? They are also equal. So symmetric law, transitive law, and the previous one was reflexive law. These hold in complex number as they hold in real numbers. Come to its exercise 2.5. For question number 1, girls, stay tuned for my next video. I'll explain you question number 1 with the topic. Until then हम कुछ और कर लेते हैं. Question number 2, write the conjugate of the following numbers. जो कुछ हमने आज पढ़ा है हम वो कर लेते हैं. Write the conjugate of following numbers. I hope students you can find out its conjugate. What is conjugate of 2 plus 3 iota? 2 plus 3 iota, obviously 2 minus 3 iota. मैं randomly कोई भी ले लेती हूँ. Third part, what is conjugate of minus iota? It's plus iota. and so on. Okay, so this question number 2 you have to do on your neat notebooks. Question number 3, write the real and imaginary part of the following numbers. I have already explained you very clearly, बोर्ड पे भी किया and from book भी मैंने देखा. सेपरेट करें real and imaginary part. इसमें कोई भी हम पहले एक करती हूँ. Let's suppose in second part, -1 plus 2 iota. What is its real part? It's -1. What is its imaginary part? It's 2. In fifth, what is its real part? See, is there any real part in fifth part? No, you don't see any real part. So what is its real part? It's 0, and its imaginary part is -3. Girls, students, so many times I have told you that please do write sign while writing imaginary part, and do not write iota. Okay, let's suppose in fourth part, what is its real part? It's -2. What is its imaginary part? It's again -2, not 2, right? For question number 4, I'll explain you it on whiteboard. मैं solve कर देती हूँ. You just have to note it down on your neat notebooks. Okay, exercise number 2.5, page number 49, question number 4. Find the value of x and y if means this is given. Okay, in solution, as I already told you in my class lecture, that first in solution you will give heading with blue marker. What is given? Given is x plus iota y plus 1 is equals to 4 minus 3 iota. What is required? Always give headings with the blue marker. Required is value of x and y. So solution solution में again I am writing it's given by using the word as x plus iota y plus 1 is equals to 4 minus 3 iota. Okay, if you remember my lecture, I have told you that if two complex numbers are equal, it means the real number is, or real part is equals to real part, and imaginary part is equals to imaginary part. Look in this left hand side expression, real numbers are you see two real numbers, one is x, other is 1. So first arrange real numbers को एक जगह लिखें और imaginary को एक जगह. x plus 1, look, I have these two real number in this expression. I arrange them or I write it as, ये दोनों real number बन गए, plus imaginary is equals to 4 minus 3 iota. Okay, again see, ये आपके पास क्या आ रहा है? This is first real number, this is imaginary. Similarly, this is your real number, this is your imaginary. तो मैं यहाँ क्या लिखूँगी? What I will write after this, I will write comparing real and imaginary parts. Real and imaginary parts separate करें. लेफ्ट हैंड साइड पे कौन सा रियल पार्ट है? दिस इज योर रियल पार्ट, एंड राइट हैंड साइड पे कौन सा रियल पार्ट है? दिस वन. देन इमेजिनरी, यहाँ पर इमेजिनरी y, not iota. Okay, do not write iota while writing or separating imaginary parts. It's again, what is imaginary part? It's -3. Okay, see, I have written this sign, right? So by transportation you can easily find the value of x x is equals to 4 minus 1, x is equals to 3. Make a box, जैसे कि मैं हमेशा बताती होती हूँ आपको इन क्लास. मेक अ बॉक्स एंड यहाँ पर तो वैल्यू ऑलरेडी कैलकुलेट हो चुकी है. just make a box. So your required is obtained. Required था values of x and y, तो हमारे पास ये values of x and y आ गई है. That's it girls. Okay, I hope that's enough for today. Till next lesson, stay safe and stay positive. Allah Hafiz.